Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. So, continuing with the planetary avasthas. So, we have done the avasthas like Balya, Kaumarya, the five avasthas of the Rashi. And then we went ahead to understand Swapna, that's the awakening state, the sleeping state, the dreaming state, all these states. Then we went into the nine major avasthas from Deepta to Dhina, Dukkita Avastha. Now the next level is Lajjitadi Avasthas. So Lajjitadi Avasthas are six states. So here a little bit of repetition also is there. Let us go into it. This is a class where I'll be defining the avasthas and results also a little bit, but I'll not go into the major results because there is a huge chapter in the Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra which deals clearly with regard to the results of the planetary placements in Lajjitadi Avasthas. The first avastha is called Lajjita Avastha. Lajjita Avastha means in English as a state where it's a shameful state. It's a state where the planet goes through embarrassment. It's not the planet, it actually transfers it to the native in its particular dasha bhukti, that is the major period and the minor period. So the definition is that when a planet is in the fifth house, so this is only for those planets which are in the fifth house. Fifth house very clearly means the fifth bhava, not the fifth Rashi. It is the fifth bhava. So people keep asking me, oh, so what is a Rashi, what is a bhava? I have given very clear definition in one of my videos as to what is a Rashi and what is a bhava. I have done the calculation also with regard to degrees. I will put that if at all, in the end screen so you people can go through it. So when a planet is in the fifth house or fifth bhava with either Rahu or Ketu in conjunction, or with Saturn or with Mars. So Rahu, Ketu, Saturn and Mars are considered to be malefics, which will bring a sort of embarrassment to the native when it is placed with other planets in the fifth house. So that particular planet which is placed in the fifth house, for example, if I take up I'll take up Scorpio. So in the Scorpio ascendant, if I go to the fifth house, if Jupiter is placed in the fifth house, it's the fifth lord there for Meena Rashi, that is Pisces. And if Saturn is along with it, or Rahu is along with it, or any other planet is along with it, then Lajjita Avastha is formed. There is an exception here. If the Lagnadipati itself for Scorpio ascendant is along with the fifth lord Jupiter, that is Mars and Jupiter, it forms a Raja Yoga because it is ascendant lord, the second and fifth lord in the fifth house. So these definitions are not to be taken into consideration with other Raja Yogas. Let us read them separately. Lajjita Avastha will be formed if a planet is in the fifth house associated in conjunction with either Rahu or Ketu or Saturn or Mars. So let us go to the second Avastha. Garvita Avastha. Garvita Avastha means a planet is proud. It's in a proud, that is, it's in pride. So it's in a very powerful state, happy state. So that is, this happens when a planet is in deep exaltation or in its Mula Trikona. Very simple thing. So the same thing is also known as Deepta Avastha and Pramudita Avastha or something like that. But still, we will not go into that because this is defined. We can tell that a planet is in Garvita Avastha when it is in exaltation or in its Mula Trikona position. Both the exaltation and Mula Trikona also have been very clearly defined in my classes, in my earlier classes. So this will give a happy social status and position to the native. Next, the third one is Kshudita Avastha. Kshudita Avastha means a state of hunger. The planet is deprived. So the results are very tough in this, and it actually goes negative here. So when a planet is in an enemy sign, A, enemy sign, B, along with an enemy, that is in conjunction, C, or aspected by an enemy. So it is either in an enemy sign or along with an enemy or aspected by an enemy. The many planets keep going through this particular state, and this state is called Kshudita Avastha. Or here he has also given a small addition as to also when it is along with Saturn. So Saturn, we have already spoken that it is Lajjita Avastha, and it also will give rise to another Avastha called Kshudita Avastha. So in this particular case, the results of that planet gets destroyed. The number fourth avastha is called Trushita Avastha. Trushita means thirsty. So when a planet, the definition is that when a planet is in a watery sign and is aspected by an enemy, the enemy to that particular planet, not an enemy to the ascendant lord. Please mind that one thing. So enemy to that particular planet, and it does not have a benefic aspect or conjunction. So that means if there are no benefic aspects to that given planet, which is in a watery sign and is aspected by an enemy planet, goes through the name of Trushita Avastha. Trushita Avastha. So this is also a negative placement wherein the planet becomes mostly non-functional. Some of the times the results may not be satisfactory. It will leave you thirsty. It will not quench your desire. That is how these things have been defined. So the fifth one is a benefic avastha called as the Mudita Avastha. The same name we saw in the 9 major avasthas of planets, where we saw Deepta, Pramudita, Mudita, Shanta, Swastha. So here it is again Mudita. Mudita means the planet is in a joyful state, happy state. So the definition is when a planet is with a friend or in a friend's sign or in conjunction with Jupiter. So here, it is and in conjunction with Jupiter. That means if a planet, any given planet, is with a friend or in a friendly sign and is in conjunction with Jupiter. Jupiter is considered as it is considered as one of the best planets. I I don't take that thing as a blanket approval, because I consider Jupiter as a very tough planet to deal with, because it gives you it puts you in a situation where you cannot leave the situation or you will not be able to handle the situation. It's a very tough planet. But anyway, so this particular avastha will give the planet 100% benefic, strength to give good results. Number 6 is Kshobitha Avastha. Kshobitha, Kshobhita, Kshobitha Avastha. This is as good as getting irritated, disturbed, agitated. Tough Avastha, negative Avastha this is. This happens when a planet is in close conjunction with the sun. This is as good as that Kupita Avastha of the 9 Avasthas when the planet was combust. But here he is not specifically indicating that it is combust. So he is telling here that it is closely conjunct with sun and is aspected by malefics and enemies. So if there are enemies and malefics aspecting or even conjunct, and then there is sun very close to that particular planet, then that planet is said to be irritated, disturbed and agitated. It is not in a position to give peaceful results. So these are the six major avasthas called as the Lajjitadi Avasthas. So in the coming video with regard to avasthas, I will give detailed analysis of each planet in different avasthas. There are some examples. We'll not go into each planet, it will take a lot of time. So we'll give you examples. So thank you very much for today's class.